Well, good morning, everyone. It being 8:30 on the 22nd of February, I'm going to call this meeting to order. The Nacogdoches Convention Visitors Bureau Board of Directors. We have, in fact, a quorum, and so we will get to business. First order of business is to consider approval of minutes from the January 18th board meeting.
I'll move acceptance of the minutes.
I'll second.
Motion and second. Any discussion regarding the minutes?
Shirley, was that you? I'm sorry.
That was.
There being none, all in favor of approval of minutes as submitted, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries. Item 3 is a financial update. Katie got a hold of me about an hour ago and told me she was heading to Beaumont and could not be here. So she cannot obviously present financials. Carl, will you run us through this real quick?
Certainly. On our statement of financial position, you'll note the very first entry is the First State Bank and Trust, which shows we have $2,554 in it, which is incorrect. We did get our check from the city after we did these. So I think the check was for roughly $123,000. So we're really up to about $125,000 in that account. Reserves $186,211. Then we have several CDs. Our special account was at $38,481, but $18,000 that was funds that we had received through the ticketing, the new ticketing thing that we have for Wine Swirl. So that check has been written, so that's about $20,000 at this point. So the total right now showing here is $282,871, and you can add about $123,000 to that. As far as fixed assets, $221,439. Total assets is $505,241. Any questions on that particular?
So that 282 number is going to go up by 100 and a quarter.
100, yeah, okay. Right. As far as our statement of activities, there are really only one area where we've gone over a little bit, which was in our event hosting, which we're about, I believe, about $1,200 over on that due to in the sales area, which was an unexpected thing that came about that we had to put into that. But other than that, we are probably right in line as far as being close to the 6th month of our fiscal year. So right now, we have had unrestricted revenues of $134,762 up to this point, with expenses total of $335,261, and which takes us into the $200,000 category as far as against budget. We're still doing very well. Any questions on that?
Anybody had a chance to take a look at these?
I'm glad so.
As we've noted before, I think the construction on South Street has certainly made a dent in the tax collections, but those barricades are down now. Thank God. We've been bringing in people regularly in the department. I think I've had 10 people in the last month. And to pick up anybody from the Hampton, you've got to go almost to Lufkin to turn around. So I'm very happy. I had a question, Mike, and maybe you're the guy for this. It looks like our merchandise sales are doing very well.
Are they?
And I was wondering if we were ready to, now that we've got everything kind of in place, are we ready to expand our offerings?
We talked about new T-shirts and things with new graphics and everything. And I keep adding. I work real closely with Kim at SFA Press about keeping our books and things. And we do well with those.
Okay. Well, it looks like the combination of the people who are coming in the door and the stuff that we're selling gives us an opportunity.
Yeah. I think the rebranding will be cool. We're going to kind of do away with some of the T-shirts and start over on those, mark them down and get rid of them.
Well, it looks like that's something that's going really well. Anybody else have anything on the financials? Okay. Moving on to committee reports, and I know we're not going to have a lot going on here either. Katie's not here for the finance and research. Tracy's not here to talk about leisure. John John's not here to talk about convention meetings. This is kind of our slack period, isn't it? Shirley, anything going on with sports?
I did have our first meeting with the Sports Advisory Committee that is including Brian Bray with the city, Scott Boyer with Commercial Bank, Wally Crittenden from SFA Soccer, Ralph LaRue, who's now with NISD Facilities, and Jason Reese. And they're presenting, the city's planning to present the master plan, or Parks and Recreation will present the master parks plan to the city probably in May. So there may be something in that we want to take into consideration. But some opportunities that we identified are kind of within the baseball and softball area. In the past, different groups have hosted baseball or softball tournaments here in town, and we haven't done that in quite a while. Center has a lot of them, and there's a bidding process where everybody shows up on one day in January, and basically the person who bids, in a sealed bid environment, who gets it. And of course, the tournaments that are the most lucrative go for the highest price.
It's like a baseball auction?
Pretty much. And
That's weird.
they bring in, a ton of money into the
Oh, yeah.
to the community. And so one reason I'm thinking that we decided possibly in the past that we've kind of lost on these and not had bids made on them is because it's just too much of a risk for some of these groups if they have to, by themselves, put all the money down for that. It can basically wipe out their budget, and if for some reason it rains that week, they're just out of luck. So I wanted to work with this group to kind of go back out to these associations here in town who have the manpower to host these tournaments and let them know that, we might be able to help them, that they should come to us and make a proposal and ask for us, even if it's helping with half that bid money. Because they're putting all the risk into it and all the manpower into it, but the community is the one benefiting. And of course, we would receive funds from that. And so I want to work with this committee to encourage those groups if they want to go out there and provide that service, that they should come to us and make that request. And it's something that this committee this board would consider as we have in the past. And then also within soccer, there's this same type of an event where Wally Crittenden's group has brought in soccer tournaments, and they're providing all the manpower and all the funding, and sometimes making just a little bit of money, and of course all the hotels in the area make money from all these families coming in. So that might be something we want to consider if he brings a proposal to us in the future to ask with assistance for that. I think we all, or most of us, were on the board. He came about 6 months or so ago and asked for assistance with funding for fundraising for field lots. He's almost made the money to do that now, and that should be implemented soon. His small town showdown is typically held in December, and so that might be something he would come to us for assistance with in the future. And then he identified as a future need bleachers, just so that they have the facilities that they need and the accommodations they need to host those tournaments. And then another opportunity in our community is with disc golf. And it's not so much that they need assistance with funding. They host this disc golf tournament once a year, and it's highly popular, and there's probably enough support for that and need for that to be held twice a year. They don't have the manpower. And so we're going to try to facilitate some interaction with SFA groups who could help with the manpower so they could bring that disc golf tournament twice a year, and at least help them with the one tournament a year that they're doing. Joanna was going to work with some high school. There might be some opportunities to increase overnight stays with some of the, especially baseball and softball tournaments that are hosted by NISD, perhaps just through an email to those high schools who are participating, so, with some offers for special rates on hotels, some, food offerings, coupons, specials that might make the difference between a family just driving home after the game and staying the night. And then the only other opportunity that we identified is that the SFA bowling team has been highly successful. That coach has expressed some interest in possibly organizing a tournament to be held in Nacogdoches that would bring some families in for overnight. So we're going to contact her and see if we can encourage that. So that's my sports advisory. Did I mess anything up?
Perfect. Brian, is the city planning on adding facilities of any kind?
For what?
With regards to sports?
No, the city does not have any plans. That is what the Parks Master Plan is partially for.
Okay.
So the city being, like Amy, myself, and Councilman Window, we don't have any preconceived, hey, we want to do X. That's what the plan is for, the master plan. So that in the end, it might come out that the master plan says, yes, we need to name, a soccer stadium in honor of Brian Bray. I don't know, maybe that's what it says.
I'm guessing it doesn't. But okay.
The plan opens up our ability to get grant funding to achieve items within the plan.
And to give you a little bit more on, just a little bit more on what you reported when it comes to, I saw several eyebrows raised when you said the bidding process. Baseball tournaments, the higher the bid, the younger age groups draw a lot of money because you have the 13, 14-year-olds, it might be dad or mom who bring the kid and that's it. But when you're coming to the 7, 8-year-old group or the 8, 9-year-old group, that's mom and dad and 2 siblings, and they come for 3 days. And so obviously those are the ones that everybody wants, and those are the ones that go for a lot of money. Now, but the associations don't have the ability to be competitive for those bids and do a weather policy. So they're out there gambling, saying $20,000. I really hope the weather cooperates, because if it doesn't, we're out $20,000. And so that was where she was kind of alluding to, was even something as simple as a weather policy, insurance policy, might make the associations willing to bid on those younger age groups, which bring in more revenue for the CVB. So it's not necessarily that they need the CVB to give them 20 to a bid, and I'm just making up a number, don't write that. Brian said 20,000. But it could be maybe 1,500 for an insurance policy.
Interesting.
Yeah. And Center, for some reason, has had wins of a lot of these. They've really dumped a lot of money into getting.
And there's no place to stay in.
Exactly. The people don't enjoy going to Center.
Their chamber, CVB, city type have combined forces and throw big bids at these things because they know that they get the return. And so they're all on the same page instead of baseball, maybe with the CVB, or it's all of them bidding as one.
All right, well, then this committee is the vehicle then to bring everybody to the same place on this. Okay. Good deal. Rick, we're to you.
All right. Our committee was going to meet this month, but due to my own deficiencies, we weren't able to do that. I'm going to do my best to make sure we meet this next month and get our forms completed. I'm also not aware yet that we've had any submissions for funding, so we're not behind the 8 ball yet, but we'll be moving hopefully pretty fast this month.
All right. And Kelly.
I don't have any big updates for board training and development, but I did want everyone to know that the committee is still focusing on smooth, easy, and effective new boards coming into service, board members, as well as the ones that are rotating off the board to make it a good thing for the CVB. That's what we're focusing on right
And we're
now.
kind of starting to get into that cycle now, so
Yeah,
we'll be busy with that kind of stuff very shortly. I appreciate you pulling that group together. I do have an idea I want to talk to you about.
great.
Item 5 is the executive director's report. Carl?
Okay, I'll try to take up some of the time that your other committees did, since we have quite a bit to talk about. Okay, for the first 6 months of the fiscal first 6 months from starting in January into June, we have 11 actual or confirmed bookings for a total of 2,179 room nights booked, with an economic impact of over $1 million, actually $1,003,088.64. So we're extremely excited about that, and this is definite leads, definite bookings. There are other things on the books that they're working very hard on, and hopefully by next month I'll be able to bring that to you. Our Facebook page, as of yesterday, had 7,890 followers, which when I got here probably was in the 1,600 range. So it's showing that the website is helping to push people towards our Facebook page. The website in January had 4,370 unique visitors versus 1,234 in 2016. So we're almost 3 times over this last month from what we had before. And just to give you an idea, as of through yesterday, we had actually over 5,000 unique visitors with another week to go. So we will probably go over 6,000 unique visitors to the website this month. So we're seeing this obviously is a very good indication that we're moving in the right direction on this. And one of the really nice things is over 75% of the website viewers were new. So that's a great thing to see. The top 5 countries viewing the website were obviously the United States was the majority. Then you had Canada, United Kingdom, India, and Sweden. Top 5 states were Texas, about 3/4, Arizona, Louisiana, Florida, and California. We had 875 walk-ins in January versus 777 last year, which was about a 12.6% increase. The top 5 walk-in states were Texas, obviously, Louisiana, Florida, Minnesota, and Mississippi. Top 5 walk-in cities were Nacogdoches, Tyler, Beaumont, Longview, and Houston, which goes pretty much along with our marketing study. Top 5 walk-in countries: United States, Canada, Finland, Germany, and England. And the top 5 areas of interest were arts and culture, dining, history, antiques, and outdoor activities. So this helps us when we start looking at our advertising and marketing ideas for next year as we move forward. We've completed all of our marketing plan priorities that we had put together through January. So we're very pleased that we're completing our marketing plan as we had hoped to. Have a full page ad in the Northeast Texas Tourism Council Visitors Guide that came out in January. You can find this in the back of your packet. The same thing with, we have a full page or a 3rd page ad in the 2017 Texas State Annual Texas State Travel Guide. And the January Texas Monthly has a full page ad promoting Nacogdoches as a meeting destination. So we're very happy there. We had a banner ad on the Texas Society of Association Executives website in January as well. I attended the Texas Association of Convention and Visitors Bureau Mid-Winter Conference in Austin last month for a 3-day conference. Gained quite a bit of good insight. Joanna attended the Texas Society of Association of Executives Southwest Showcase Trade Show in Austin with Murray from the Hotel Fredonia, and they met with quite a few people there. The Azalea received the Azalea Trail brochures and distributed those to the welcome centers and to our visitors that have inquired about it. Those are going into those packets as well. Pulpwood Creams authors have been booked to speak at SFA for class presentations. They got quite a good impact from having this conference at the SFA. They're really, it's working the way that we had hoped it would and anticipated it would. So we're very excited about that, and they're looking forward to coming back, which is even more important. CVB helped to facilitate a partnership with Wine Swirl and Comfort Suites, who was the host hotel for the event, by using brown paper tickets as a way to package tickets, tables, T-shirts, and accommodations in the location. Wine Swirl, again, this year sold out, and I understand it was quite well received. Everybody seemed to have a good time, so that's important, and I'm sure we're looking forward to even bigger and better one next year. CVB is working with the Expo Center and their host hotel Best Western North Park to help promote special offers for participants of their upcoming Texas High School Rodeo Series. The hotel has a special link for the high school groups that will allow us to measure the impact of leisure business that we did not have in the past. So we're again trying to start partnering with the different accommodations in town to make sure that we can get the information we're looking for. And as you know, in the past, we've had some difficulty with getting information on events at Expo Center as far as what we thought was correct data. And this is going to certainly go a long way in helping us with that. And finally, the film festival is coming up this weekend. The CVB will be hosting a VIP reception at the Visitor Center on Friday, and there will be a Saturday night party co-hosted by us at the Holiday Inn Express that is open to the general public. So it's a $5 donation is requested, so that'll go to the film or the art council. So that people that have the VIP packages will be able to get in, obviously, as part of their package, and people at the hotel, which will be able to do the same thing. But there'll be music, food truck, there'll be fire pit down in the fire pit, so there'll be fire pits. So if you're interested in going, we encourage you to come down and join the party and help support the film festival. And that's what I have, sir.
Okay, appreciate that. The piece that Joanna put together on contract rooms and business that we know is heading this way is pretty impressive based on where we've been. It seems that things are working for us now.
I think you'll see that increasing rather dramatically once we get into the summer months.
Yeah, I think so too. That is all the business that we have on our agenda today. So if there's nothing further, I will say the next meeting will be on 8:30 here in the basement of the Charles Pride Visitor Center on Wednesday, March 15th, 2017. And with that,